Alright, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We are doing a sewer scope today here in Salt Lake. Today is May 27th, 2025. We're at 944 North, 1400 West. We have the camera pushed out just over 100 feet, and we're not yet to the city connection. I'm hitting some buildup, and it feels like a blockage in the line. I can't get my camera over it. There were a couple spots that I had a hard time getting through, but this one I was really getting caught up on. I'll let this water die down a little bit and see if I can get a better idea of what it is. I pulled it back a couple feet and I'm going back underwater. I would recommend having this line cleaned. That way, well, a couple things. I saw some buildup in the line, and so it's going to help with that and prevent future blockages, but also it would allow you to see more of what's going on with the line, so you have a better idea of the condition. I mean, already you can see there's some waste built up. I'm not sure what this is stuck in the line, but you shouldn't have anything sitting in the line where bigger pieces of waste can get stuck and lead to a blockage. That debris is unlike debris that I typically see in a line. I see a lot of roots, and that doesn't look like roots. This is cast iron. Cast iron gets real rough and rusty over time, and eventually it will need to be replaced. I'm pulling it back slowly to make sure I haven't dropped into the city line, but the closer we get, the less likely it is that we've dropped into the city line. With cast iron, it'll eventually need to be replaced. I would recommend getting it cleaned now to prevent waste from getting stuck on it. You could have it coated. It's where they cut it with a chain. It has carbide tips, and that cuts off all the rust. It makes it a lot smoother, and that makes it less likely to have a blockage occur. A little bit of buildup through here. I would talk to a drain specialist. You could have it hydrojetted, and that would definitely address all of this buildup. I would talk to them about what would be better, to coat it or to hydrojet it, because there's certainly an argument for each. The hydrojetting will help clean up the cast, but it's kind of different than coating it. I don't see as much cast iron ran all the way out to the city with this age. With this age of a house, I see a lot more clay through the yard. I constantly see cast iron under the house at this age, but usually it transitions to either transite, which is a cement asbestos pipe, or clay. Not wrong, just a little less common. Older houses, early 1900s, those are generally all cast. I would definitely recommend the insurance on this line, and that's whether you get it cleaned or not. And that would help offset the cost if and when there's a bigger issue. The other thing to point out, you do have cast under the house, and so not only is the cast iron out through the yard, it's also going under the house, and when that needs to be replaced, that means breaking up the basement slab to get to it. I see a lot of houses of this age that have already replaced it, but I also see many that are still using it, and so it's kind of unpredictable, especially without getting it cleaned first, to to give you an idea of when it would need to be replaced. A little bit of standing water through there. Could be bad grade. That could be simply just a little bit of buildup causing it to hold that water. I would be curious, once the line is cleaned, what was causing that blockage further down. Because there's certainly standing water, and that can either be bad grade, where it doesn't have proper slope, or it could be that there's a blockage, like a root, which, I mean, that's best case. You can remove a root, and if you have good grade after that, that's what you want. The other alternative is that you could have an offset or a break in the line, and it felt more like maybe an offset, you know, a little bit of debris I can hop over, or a little bit of an offset. This one, I wasn't able to get my camera over, which isn't a great sign. It doesn't always mean that it's a significant issue, but I would definitely have it cleaned and looked at further. I'm going to end this recording now. The other thing I'll stress just one more time is to definitely get home serve or some sort of sewer line protection. That way, if and when it fails or has a bigger issue, they can help contribute towards the cost.